Well, welcome to another interview with Matt and Jennifer of our Zoom series. Matt is not able to attend today, so you're stuck with me, but I'm introducing Anthony with 3Natives. Quick service, Acai, food, fresh. I love this entire concept, and the model is so simple. So, Anthony, do you mind just introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about 3Natives?
Sure. And thanks for having me, Jennifer. My name's Anthony Bambino. Started 3Natives in 2013. We started in a little small town called Tequesta, Florida, which is about 30 minutes north of West Palm Beach. When we started, believe it or not, we were really trying to be a coffee shop that sold acai bowls, and we did not do very well at the coffee component. But the good news is we did extremely well with the acai bowls, and that morphed very quickly into doing smoothies. And then from that, smoothies morphed into doing cold pressed juices. We kept that menu for probably our first 2 to 3 years. And as we started to expand into new markets, we realized really quickly we needed to come up with a food menu. So I'd say probably our third year of doing business, we brought in a chef. He really came in and gave us a bunch of ideas of how to keep food clean. We took his ideas and then we made it even more simpler because the whole thing with 3Natives, we knew from day one the only way to be successful was to have this set up as an assembling line. So we had to make sure our food offerings were very, very, very simplistic. And the good thing with that is now, 11 years into doing this, the big difference with 3Natives compared to the other so-called juice bars is we have a full food component. We offer hot wraps, cold wraps, salads. We have avocado toast. And it really pairs well with not just the acai bowls, but the smoothies and cold pressed juice offerings.
Awesome. And so one of the things I love about this is there's no grease traps or vents or all of the expensive equipment that you need for a typical restaurant, correct?
Yeah, so this depends on different municipalities. For the most part, you do not need a grease trap. Some of the newer construction builds, the landlords, just because municipalities have been giving them a hard time, they're just putting grease traps in anyways that they tap us into. So there's no cost to you as the tenant. But I would say 80% of our restaurants, we get away with what's called a grease interceptor, which is a $400 plumbing part compared to, 14 to 20 grand for an actual grease trap. We don't need any hoods. We do cook chicken fresh daily. That's another thing that separates us from most of our competitors, but we use the sous vide method. So there's no oil, there's no grease, there's no heat. You don't have to worry about anything. It's very, very simplistic.
And then also tell us a little bit about the juices. I know that the first time I talked to you, you said a huge differential is that you still you cold press all the juices, correct?
Yeah, so most of our competitors, as they've gotten bigger, they've all scaled to what's called high pressure pasteurization, which basically means that they're taking all the nutrients and minerals away from the juices. Those juices can last anywhere from, 3 months to 9 months shelf life. We cold press our juices daily, meaning they have a 3 day shelf life. It keeps intact all the minerals and all the vitamins. And so that's one thing that we haven't wavered on. We're not going to waver on. Is it a little more labor intensive? Yes, but it's what the consumer wants.
Gotcha. So give us an idea about the build out, what type of location you're looking for.
So another good thing with 3Natives is we've always had a small footprint. We have some stores that are 900 square feet. I think our biggest store is 1,600 square feet. We've always been about 80 to 85% to go. And we even have one location that we've done as a test market, which is performing incredibly well. That is 100% to go. There's absolutely no lobby whatsoever. So it's a good thing where it allows us to get into A+ markets without having to pay thousands and thousands of dollars a month and added rent because we have these massive lobbies. I'm keeping it, very, very short and sweet. It goes along with everything we do. We just try to keep everything as simple as possible.
So that's awesome. So on that note, tell us a little bit more about the investment because we work with a lot of different brands and this one is significantly less than just about any food brand I know.
Yes, thank you. And right now we just released a new one pager, and it's looking like it's about a 2-to-1 ratio to actually get your money back, because we're right now anywhere from 350 to 550 on a all in total cost. Um, we do have stores that are much less than that 350 mark. And that's because we've actually found some second generation spots that were either another former juice space or some type of sub shop or a coffee shop that we were able to transform rather inexpensive and rather inexpensively to a 3 Natives.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay. How about number of employees?
So the number of employees varies. I have 7 corporate stores. We keep it very, very simple. It's basically 2 openers, and then it's 2 closers with the overlap at lunchtime. On our busier days, maybe a Friday or Saturday, we'll have a fifth person that comes in just as more of a swing person. But most of the stores, it's 2 openers, 2 closers with that overlap there in our busy time. All the prep work is done in the morning. Some of the prep work done later in the day, but the majority is done in the morning time, and it's ready. So lunchtime is our peak hours. You want to be ready to rock and roll from about 11 to about 1:30, 2 o'clock. And then around 1:32, you go down to 3 people. Around 3 o'clock, you go back down to 2 people. To the end of the
Oh,
day, it's a very, very simple labor model.
yeah. And so then on that note, also, it sounds like your operating hours aren't typical food operating
No,
hours.
so it has changed. We're the complete market has changed. So we are adjusting to it. So we were always breakfast and lunch. We used to be 7 a.m. and closed by 6 p.m. The breakfast market has really slowed down, and we've noticed sales pick up more in the afternoon and early evening. So we've shifted our model from either 8 to 8 or 9 to 9, depending on where the markets are. We're seeing a lot more sales later in the afternoon than we ever did. So, but still very simple, easy.
Yeah, for sure. That like I said, a lot of these other models that we look at, much longer hours, a ton more staff. So I love that. Um, how long has it been taking your franchisees to get open and operating?
So in the state of Florida, it has always been a little challenging since after COVID. With everybody moving down here, it seems like all these local municipalities were, log jammed with a bunch of different plans and permits. But construction is rather easy. So besides the permitting process, from the moment you have permits in hand to being open, it should be 90 days, 120 max. It's not a massive construction problem. We've seen in a lot of the outer markets that we're starting to work into, the permitting process is much easier. So you're looking almost from, say, the moment you signed your lease to being open, 5 to 6 months.
That's crazy. All right. Well, I was going to ask you something else. So tell me how you get people in the door. How do you help your franchisees? What kind of support do you give them to get the customers in the door?
So the good news is in the state of Florida, we do have very strong brand recognition. We're really proud of it. It makes, we have 2 stores that had just opened in different markets in Florida. And the moment they opened, they were already doing $3,000 days, which is incredible. And that's what we like to see. Obviously, we're not a bigger brand. So when you get out of the state of Florida, not too many people know 3 Natives. So we offer huge, huge marketing support. We work with the different PR companies to, get the newspaper, the local news, to get some radio ads so people start hearing it. We work with you at first. The guerrilla marketing is very important when you're in a new market. So we want to make sure that you're out there passing out food, sampling, you kind of being the mayor of your local community. And we're going to support you with that 100%. Another big thing is we're kind of gotten away from the SEO side of things, and we're really focusing on geofencing, which helps in these newer markets, especially people who don't know what 3 Natives is. So when they're, leaving their gym or they're leaving the school, they're seeing on their phones all these little targeted ad placements. Our food, the great thing is it's very photogenic, so it does sell itself. So the moment people see it, it's very easy to get them into the door.
Well, I will tell you, we moved to Florida about 3 or 4 years ago, and everybody talks about 3 Natives. So, and it's the word is started to spread, right? So your growth up until recently has been very organic. Is that correct?
Yes, 100%. We've done everything organic actually. We just started with franchise brokers less than 5 months ago. And hopefully with Jennifer and Matt's help that people will be talking about us nationally like they do in the state of Florida.
Yeah, yeah, we're so excited. So otherwise, I think that the most important question that everybody wants to know is how did the name 3Natives even come about?
So it's quite comical. It was actually being from Tequesta is a very small town, but it's also seasonal. And me and two other buddies, it was the only thing we ever agreed on was the name 3 Natives. Um, so we came up with the name. That was it. My best friend, who he's still my best friend, he lives in California. He was like, I'm not moving back to Florida. So we decided to keep the name 3 Natives anyways. And as we actually started getting into the franchising realm of things, we liked the native part of it because you can bring this to wherever you are and you're a native to your community. So we do feel like it translates very, very well.
Yeah, I love that. I love your story. Is there anything else that you want to let people know? Oh, you know what? I do have some more questions. Do you allow
Sure.
for semi-passive ownership? Can our candidates keep their job while they transition to this, or
Yes, they can. And this is what we'll say. Obviously, my brand and any brand you're going to talk to, we prefer owner operators. We understand that that's not an ideal situation for everybody. Yes, you can be a passive owner. With that being said, you need to make sure that you have a strong manager in place. And the manager is somebody that you have hired before you open your door. So we can train the manager. If you are a semi-passive owner, it's not helping us train just you. We also need to train that manager. It makes things much, much easier. We do have a bunch of franchisees that are some semi-passive owners. So yes, you can be one.
okay? And then how many do you have open and operating, and what does your forecast look for this year?
So actually, this week we are opening store 47 in Weston, Florida. We're very, very excited about it. This was one of those lovely Florida challenging builds, not construction wise, permitting wise, but we're there. We're at the finish line. So they're opening the doors this week, and then we have 10 more that we're building for the rest of 2025.
All in Florida or in other?
All in Florida with one of them. We already have one store in Phoenix. Our franchisee is doing very well there, and they're already looking for their second location. I'm not 100% sure where in Phoenix, but they are looking already. And then we have another franchisee in Tulsa, Oklahoma, who we've been looking for their second location. Spoiler alert, it may be a drive-through, which everybody in the brand is very excited about.
Oh, okay. That all right. Well, keep us posted. All
We
right. Well,
will.
what am I forgetting? Is there anything else that you want potential candidates to know?
No, I think this was great. I mean, look, we're a new brand. We what we've struggled in the marketing about presenting ourselves, we made up on the operations side, and now we're full force. That's obviously why we're with you and Matt, and we really want people to see this brand and take this thing out of the state of Florida. We've done very, very well here, and I believe the way that the market's shifting with how people are eating, 3 Natives can be successful in many markets across the United States.
Definitely. I know that the candidates that we have going through the process with you right now have wonderful things to say. So we are definitely looking forward to working with you in the future, watching you grow. If you have any interest in learning more about 3 Natives, or if your territory is available, click the link below or feel free to text Matt at 270-215-2844. Otherwise, Anthony, thank you for joining us. And like I said, can't wait to keep working with you throughout this year and further
Awesome.
on.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Listen, click the link below. We're here to help if you have any questions. We're not going to bug you. We're not crazy. We're very friendly people, and we just want to help.
Well, at least one of us are.
Hey, we're here to help.